Steve, take it away. What are we doing tonight?
Well, we're going to try and help out our good friends at Meeple Town because they have been expanding with the things that they do on their show. Some of the parts of the podcast you've added over the last couple of years include things like Meeple Town News, see, and Meeple Town Hall, where you're getting the populace involved with giving the feedback on the Discord and Guild, Meeple Town Mailbag, Meeple Town Jazz Club. We thought you need a little bit of help building up the suburbs of Meeple Town. So what BJ, Verla, and I are going to do, we've each written up, and I think we've got them now, 2 proposals for you each for new additions to the Meeple Town suburbs. These could be new services that should be offered in Meeple Town, municipal services or new storefronts or what have you, but we're going to kind of pitch them to you, and you two will judge our efforts and rank us from worst to first.
And we might even use one of them if we feel that strongly about it.
Oh yeah,
it's not trademarked or anything by Board Game
Gumbo.
No,
in education, I'm thinking of these as more open educational resources. This is more open source. This is Creative Commons, let's call it.
Is it possible, Darren, to come out 4th out of 3? Because I think I'm going to come out.
I'm really curious to hear how BJ decided to play this game because I'm not sure he played it the same as everyone else.
So are we all. Dan.
Ever the Cylon.
Something with beignets is my guess. Sort of a
possible.
Yes.
All right, Gumbo Overlord. I think that. So, do you guys understand the rules of the game? Because I don't. But I think Verla should go up first, and I think the chat crew should also weigh in there. Maybe
sure, absolutely.
Votes, right? Sway the votes.
Yeah.
Verla, what you got?
All right. The first one, are we giving them one at a time? Go through each one and then our second one?
Do one at a time and then come back.
Okay. Yeah. The first one that I came up with, the first thing that just instantly came to my mind was we need a Meeple Town pub. We need a, pub and brewery where people can come and gather at their favorite watering hole with their, beer and pretzel games, talk about what those are, have them in your back pocket, ready to play and just hang out.
I like it. Meeple Town pub. Wayne says,
never really.
We got another Beans and Dice crew member here. Wayne checking in. He says, gotta have a pub. Wayne, it's a perfect place, the Meeple Town pub, perfect place to watch Premier League soccer, right?
That'll do.
What is that? What is Premier League soccer? I've never.
Thoughts, Dean and Darren?
Never heard of this.
Thoughts about Darren's nonsensical comment there, or just about the pub? I really like the idea of a pub. There's a lot of different directions you can go there too. That's it's more open ended than we'd have to narrow that down. But I like it. That's a good call, Verla.
Yep.
Yeah, and if we're trying to build community, a pub's the kind of place where everyone knows your name, right?
It's a public house. That's where the name comes from, right?
Okay. Solid.
Got my vote.
Verla's coming out strong.
Say, come to the pub, see? Right?
No. No.
But wait, Dean's a minister.
Darren, and don't forget, Dean's got another voice. He doesn't have just one. He can also do.
That's right. He has 2.
He's got the other guy.
What was the other one? I forget the other one now.
Gus Chickens. Where's Gus?
And your pop.
Okay, that one might come out a little bit later.
Yeah.
Gravy. You got to go to the
Meeple Town Mine, maybe. That's,
yeah.
All right, Steve, what you got?
There it is. All right. So my first one's going to be the Meeple Town Salon and Spa. There's a game that needs a refresh. It could be a game that needs a new look to get its swagger and style back. The salon can update its appearance to get it out of the doldrums, or maybe it's something that needs a more philosophical change to realign and center that game. There's something wrong with it that needs to be fixed. Take it to the spa and deal with its stresses. Give it the harmony it deserves. So if there's a game that that needs an inner or an outer makeover, get it a gift card for the Meeple Town Salon and Spa. They have options that will help that worn game to get rejuvenated and come out like $1 million.
Can we put Hanabi in the spa? Because I get so stressed out. When I
Yes.
That is a stressful little card game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like that one. That one's got my vote.
That's a great one.
Oh, wow, already. Okay. This is an interesting one as well. I think that it would make it so that we can't be as harsh on games.
Yes.
But it allows us to help them along. I like that.
But you can think of it as a Meeple Town makeover.
That's
Go
right.
to the salon and spa.
This actually sounds a lot like one that we've been kind of kicking around a little bit, but I'll save what that one is until the very end, and maybe
Cool.
I'll mention it anyway. So we'll see.
Maybe. Okay.
Ready
BJ,
for mine?
are we snaking this? Are you doing 3 and 4?
No, I'm just going to do one,
You're
and
just
then
gonna
you
do
guys
one.
will go back to Verla.
Okay.
All right. So I did mine a little different. So I'm going to tell you what it is, and you guys have to guess what that building is. Okay. So, and by the way, I'm not making these hard because these are based on recent episodes from you guys. Specifically, I think it's the no, I won't go anything more. So every town needs a good educational exhibit that shows children the wonderful world of animals, right? But today's animal enclosures, I mean, they're kind of lame, right? We need to think bigger. What if Meeple Town's founding families donated the money to build something that showcases the animals, but it's got an IP to it? What if it was Star Wars themed? Wouldn't that be perfect for Meeple Town? Any guesses as to what it would be called?
Is this Meeple Town, Tom?
Any guesses?
Meeple Tatooine?
I'll give you a hint. Deron really liked this game, may have put it in his top games of the year. It's animal enclosures with the Star Wars theme. How about Zoo Vader?
Zoo Vader. Oh, that's good. That's good. I kept thinking Ark Nova, and I couldn't think anything with it.
That's where I was going.
Yeah.
Zoo Vader.
Zoo Vader.
Yeah. Okay. So
Wow,
that happened.
I'm hearing crickets.
Yeah.
Just
Steve is
mulling
not
it
impressed.
over.
That was so funny in my dressing room. I don't know what happened. It didn't play at the Texas Club, but
Okay.
all right. So that's our choices so far. Steve, are we voting for all 6 or 3 at a time?
I think what we can do is let Dean and Deron decide on this, since it's proposals to the Meeple Town planners. This could be they have the choice of either picking a winner if they want to, or saying, well, these are going to be the ones that we'll put in rank, however they want to rate it. Just treat it as fun and shtick, which you're already apparently doing.
Well, I know which one's going to be last.
The
for
pub.
sure.
So we should go our second choices. Verla,
Yeah,
you
I
ready
think
to
so.
start
You want to
first?
start back? Do you want to come back to the top again? These?
Well, just
Yeah,
remind it. So far, we've got the Meeple Town pub, we've got the Meeple Town spa, and we've got Zoo Vaders. Okay.
Zoo Vaders, yes.
All right. The other thing that you guys desperately need in Meeple Town is the Meeple Town Art Gallery, because we need a place to display all the amazing board game art. And you could have, rotating artists and displays, and, like, hey, here's a whole bunch from Andrew Bosley. Here's a whole bunch from, whoever is catching your eye, whoever ended up doing the Mindspace art. This is what we're going to be displaying at the gallery this month or this week. If you could get the funding, you could also have the art gallery be at the botanical gardens and then incorporate like all the nature themed games in. Here we go to see great board game art and find out what's the latest, greatest nature themed board games. So
I like the idea of you guys talking about art and going to the Meeple Town Art Museum, right?
I do like that.
The exhibit. That's a great idea. It's got my vote.
I felt when you first mentioned that, Verla, I thought this might be too narrow. BJ, I like it. This might be too narrow, but then you started describing it. I was like, no, there's a lot of different
you can
ways
go
you
a
can go.
lot of different directions.
Yeah,
You can go
Yeah.
sculptures, which allows me to talk about board game miniatures, which I'm always
Yeah.
happy to
Oh,
do.
yeah.
Oh, like you're going
I
to
like
do
this
different
a lot.
wings of the museum? Yeah.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
This
that's
is
a
good.
tough
That's
one.
a good one.
I like
Steve?
that one. It has BJ's vote.
They all do.
They all do, yes. My next choice would be Meeple Town needs a Meeple Town antiques and thrift store. Let everybody else chase those hot new games, those upscale wannabes who go to the Meeple Town Jazz Club and they're all excited about the next big thing. They can burn through their wallet spending big money on their cover charges and drink minimums on the cool games that may or may not come out in the next year or 5. The Meeple Town Antiques and Thrift Store has games from the past that people may have thought lost their shine a little bit, but have a lot of great fun left in them. Games from those last 10, 20, or even further back years, they deserve some love too. So if everything old is new again, and if beige is the rage, well, Meeple Town Antiques can be retro from the get-go. This is also going to be environmentally sound. You can reduce, reuse, recycle, and replay.
Oh man, that
I
would
like
sound
it,
great.
especially if
Got
I
my
could
vote.
find a copy of Macau there.
Macau is definitely coming to ChutCon. We've established that. And I'm hoping to say that out loud to entice Dean to travel north too.
I'm jealous because I think that's a great one. It's got my vote. I really like that one. Yeah. No, I mean, there's so many. To be serious, there's so many ways you can go with that. You know, we always talk about the classic cardboard, but this fits. This really does fit in with the theme of Meeple Town. That's a tough one.
And if we do end up using any of these, Steve, can we use all the taglines?
Absolutely.
They're in there.
Absolutely.
That alone gets my vote.
We might be able to get Steve to do a commercial for this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, there you go.
Well, we can
do our intro.
I think, given that you had Johnny Meeple Town do that fab voiceover, I can't compete with that. Those dulcet tones. But I can do the writing and be the puppet master behind someone else who's going to play the role. I mean, that'd be great.
I like it. All right, my last one.
What you got, BJ?
Okay, good.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Meeple Town residents, you need a bakery in your town, right? But not just any bakery. Not just any bakery. You need a French bakery. But not just any French bakery. You can't have an ordinary French bakery in Meeple Town. This particular bakery that I think you guys should open up also serves up delicious but Halloween-themed treats for your kittens and cats. It's for pets. Any guesses as to what the name of the bakery would be?
Xylotar?
Halloween-themed treats for your kittens and cats would be found, of course, at the Boulangerie.
Whew.
Wow, that's got my vote.
Yeah.
The Boulangerie, Steve.
Yeah. I am rethinking so many choices in my life at this point.
I think we all are.
Sue Vader and Boop Lingerie are great additions to Meeple Town. They maybe don't fit the theme of the game, but not sure we can do it. But maybe for your Halloween themed episode, when you're rating your Halloween themed games, you could go to the Boop Lingerie. All right.
I think we should have that without any explanation, though. Like that's just the name of the
time
location.
to go to the Boop Lingerie.
Yeah. Just drop it in, a little Easter egg.
They'll of course think that you're pronouncing lingerie incorrectly, and then we have a very different store in Meeple Town.
Yeah. Well, that's all I'm hearing, and I can't unhear it. I'm so freaked out right now.
All right. I think y'all are stalling, trying to prevent me from winning this game.
Yeah.
So you
Let's
need
hear
a
the votes, Dean and Darren.
collective answer, or you need a ranking from each of us.
Up to you all.
I don't know if
Guess
Wayne likes
choice
those.
on this. I'm with you. I'm with you, Wayne. Up to you all. You can either say these are ones that are in consideration to be added to Meeple Town, or you can rank if you'd like, or whatever you decide to do. What did you think of what we had to offer?
Do we spare feelings? Does that matter in this at all?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I trust you, Dean.
We'll start with the BJ ones. Top to bottom, bottom to top. I'll go bottom to top.
Or maybe let us figure out.
Well, at the Boop Lingerie, you will have bottoms and tops. That's just a given. So,
I think my favorite. I'm actually I'll start with my favorite, Darren. Let me know what you think. I would say the art gallery might be at the top of my list. And I thought pub was going to be a really tough one to beat, but the more I thought about that, I really like the Meeple Town art gallery. So that's starting with my number one.
You want to go ahead and give my number one then? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. So The tough one of this, I feel like, is that two of the ones that Steve mentioned are two that we've kind of been thinking about in some regards, or something close to that. And so, like for instance, the salon and spa may be my one, because we were thinking maybe doing something like a Meeple Town, going down to the Meeple Town mechanic or something along those lines, or the auto shop to have something work, like the softer side of what you're saying with the salon and spa, to give something a makeover. I'm digging that one. That may be my number one at the moment.
It's a great one.
Interesting. Dean said he thought pub was going to be hard to beat, and then Verla beat her own.
That's
why I saved that for,
just to know.
For the last one.
She thought she was going to be number one. Turns out she's going to be number 1 and 2 for Dean.
You might want to just stop there, Steve, and just let the audience guess as to what the other choices are.
Yeah, exactly.
Salon and spa and pub, partly because we talked about that. So I would say for me, those are pretty close and maybe even interchangeable. I'd have to flesh out the pub one a little bit more to figure out. So I would say maybe salon and spa is number 2, and then pub is number 3 for me.
Yeah, for me, I think my number 2 might be the antiques and thrifts, because again, we've sort of talked about going down to the Meeple Town Museum and checking out some of those older games. And but again, I like the wordsmithing you did with the plugs there, which makes the antique and thrift a little more appealing and meaningful than maybe going down to a dusty, musty old museum.
And if you've already got art represented in the gallery, you can have the museum represent a different thing.
Yeah, because both of those, you have the different ways to go. If you're at the museum, you can go art, you can go sculpture, you can go, different things with production. And when you're at the thrift store, you can go, things that are old and you can find, things that are tough to find, things that are collectible. I mean, there's a bunch of different ways to go.
And we have a segment intro for our Meeple Town Museum that my wife did. It's just been so long since we've used it. It's been well over a year.
Is she sitting by a tree reading a letter?
She was
rocking out on the xylotar.
That's right. That's right.
What did you call this game, Steve?
Meeple Town Planning, I guess.
Meeple Town. Oh, the Meeple Town Planning Committee. That's right.
Yeah.
The Meeple Town Planning Committee.
Along those lines.
Something like that. That is the Meeple Town Planning Committee game, long a favorite here in the Gumbo, one of our favorite games.
It has BJ's vote. It has BJ's vote.
Presented by our friends. Well, I haven't thought of a Cajun word for it yet. So presented by our friends at Game Toppers LLC. Remember, folks, make your game nights a showstopper when you play on a Game Topper. All right, board gamers, that's it for another episode of Gumbo Live. I want to thank our friends Darren and Dean from Meeple Town for coming in. That was fantastic. Dean, it was great to see you again, of course. And Darren, it was nice to meet you. Although, like I said, I listen to podcasts all the time, so it feels like I know your voice very, very well. But if people want to know more about Meeple Town, what's the best way for them to reach you?
I'd say social media could be a way to find out what we have going on. Going to the website, meepletowngames.com would be helpful. But a lot of our conversation happens on the Discord and on the Meeple Town Guild at BoardGameGeek.com, guild number 3407.
3407.
Or Darren's personal phone number is...
Well, where can people buy you a coffee, Dean?
Ooh, buymeacoffee.com/MeepleTown9. And
there it is.
You can buy us coffee over there, or you can support us on Patreon.
Yeah, and you guys are very active on the Discord too. Darren, you're really active on the Discord with people with questions. So if you like an active community on Discord, make sure you check that out.
Building community through board games.
Make sure to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/BoardGameGumbo, and the YouTube channel. It helps us get the word out about all our upcoming shows. Our next show is going to be The Sixth Realm, a new game coming out on Kickstarter in April. We're going to show it off to you. We're going to play it live on our Twitch Tuesdays, where we play your games live on TV, on Twitch. Although I can't say your game this time because it's just a prototype. But it's a really good game designed by Drake Villarreal. It's got kind of a Feld theme. I was expecting Merchant's Cove because it sort of felt Merchant's Cove 2.0. It's going to surprise you, I think. So check out our next stream when we play The Sixth Realm coming up. I'm BJ from Board Game Gumbo. I want to thank my guests, Dean and Darren from Meeple Town, and of course, the Gumbo Overlord and Steve, the producer, the wordsmith. And until next time, Laissez, bon temps, rouler.